Doctor, how you doing?
I'm wonderful.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you.
My pleasure meeting you.
Well, I got you in a quick interview to ask you a couple questions. So how did you really get started with the group?
The Rance Allen group started in church.
Okay.
I was the initiator. I started singing first and playing music first. And then my brother, my oldest brother, Tom, he came in and he started singing and playing piano with me.
Okay.
And then my brother, the one we call the tall, dark, handsome one,
Oh, okay.
he came, and what he did, he noticed that me and Tom were like always busy having fun together and playing music together. And he was like, how is it that they can be so happy and musical, and here I am on the outside looking in? So he says, I want to be with you guys. So he picked up the bass guitar, and one day we looked around, somewhere around 1966, 67, and we had a group called the Rance Allen Group.
So what instruments did you play?
I played one, two, three, four, five of them. I played guitar, piano, organ, drums, and bass. And what happened was that my brother Tom went from piano to playing drums. So I showed him the basic rudiments on how to play drums. And Steve, he went to the bass guitar, so I showed him basically the fundamentals of bass playing. And then I would do a Sammy Davis Jr. thing and just kind of hit a little here and a little there, and
Okay.
and that's basically how it got started. All in church, though.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All in church.
So how do you plan to manage your group in preaching?
You know what? It has worked very well together because the way I view it, I see the music, although I was called to preach the gospel first, it was the music that got the doors open.
Yes, sir.
And then after the doors were open, it made room for the preaching. So they have worked together so well until on some nights I preach and I sing. Some shows I just do a concert. But however it turns out, it's a real good together kind of craft.
So I guess everything do work good when it's connected to God. So where you were
absolutely.
born and where were you born and raised?
Born and raised in Michigan, Monroe, Michigan.
Okay.
People often think that I'm talking about Louisiana, but no.
Okay.
There is a Monroe, Michigan.
Okay. I have some relatives down there in Flint, Michigan.
In Flint?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I was in Flint this past week. Yeah.
Yes,
I have a jurisdiction of churches, and some of those churches I think we got about 2 or 3 of them in Flint, Michigan.
Okay. So, man, it was a pleasure. It's always good to meet someone that has been in that field a long time. I play a little drum, but, I'm a pocket drummer. I just sit in the
That's
pocket.
the best kind.
Yeah, I just sit in the pocket.
I'm not impressed by the guy who can do all over the place.
Yes, sir.
I'm impressed by the guy who can put it in the pocket and leave it there.
Yes, sir. Man, that's awesome. Well, it's always good, to Music, I grew up off music. My daddy he'd do a lot of traveling, and go to a lot of churches, so I used to follow him. And then once I got older, I kind of used to play behind him. So when he passed, it kind of did something different to me because I'm used to playing behind my dad. Before I left my old church, which is the church you'll be preaching at, I did reason to join the church a couple of years ago. So it was always on me, talk to people that know music. I don't know music like that, but like I said, I'm a pocket drummer, and it's just a blessing. Like, let the people know, like you said. I know you said you started in church, but congratulations on that Snoop Dogg on the BET Award. Congratulations once again. So let the people know how to adjust, because people can look up to you that preach and sing. You kind of can get them an input how to maintain both.
I love doing it. I love doing it. If you see me somewhere and you see me doing something that you really like, come talk to me.
Yes, sir. Yes,
I
sir.
love talking to the people of God and people in general. I love people.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I'm gonna try to get to your church. Maybe, hopefully, me and my wife can visit.
Come on.
Where we gonna visit?
We got a set of drums there that you can certainly pocket in.
I ain't touched no drums now in about a year.
Okay.
I'm kind of rusty now. So.
But it's like they say with the bicycle. Once
So,
you learn.
Doctor, how you manage to, with your family, with your free time, with your family, what y'all kind of basically do?
Well, first of all, I come from a big family. While my wife and I have no biological children. We have a lot of godchildren, but then when you get past that, my mother had 12 of us. So there's 6 boys and 6 girls.
Okay.
And we get together, once or twice a year. And man, it is an awesome time, family time.
Yes.
And so I love family. My mother was an only child herself.
Oh man, that's
so I think she may have had all of these kids so that she could have a big family, So family means a lot. Family can cause help to be there for you.
Yes.
Answers to be there for your questions. Strength to be there to cover your weaknesses.
Yes, sir.
All of that is involved in family.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So what you could do to encourage the artists that coming on now, kind of get them.
Ooh, I got a good answer for that.
Yes, sir.
Especially if they are gospel artists.
Yes.
And you're coming up and you need some advice. First piece of advice I'm going to give you is know for certain that gospel music is what you want to do.
Yes, sir.
I don't know how to explain it, but don't do what I see a lot of young, gifted, and talented blacks in particular doing. They step up on Jesus and gospel music to get to a certain level, and then once they reach that certain level, they're gone.
They're gone.
And
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's kind of like I don't want to call it an insult, but it's almost not fair to God.
Yes, sir.
He blessed you with the gift.
Yes, sir.
He allowed you to hone it in the church.
Yes, sir.
And now when you can give back to the church and bless God with your gift, you've gone somewhere else.
Yes, sir.
So know for certain that gospel is what you want to do.
Yes, sir. And you said a mouthful, because I know a lot of talented people, but they choose to go the other way.
Yeah.
And I always tell people, if what I stand for is what's right.
Yeah.
And that's, when you start in gospel, stick with it.
Absolutely.
I need R&B, rap,
Yeah.
whatever. that you do, but I don't agree with it. You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of people that play gospel, then they band be in the club playing blues.
Absolutely.
So that's me and my wife talked about that a couple of times. But I don't, even for me to judge, but
Yeah, gospel music affords you the opportunity to really show the world
Yes, sir.
just how talented you
Yes.
are.
Yes, sir.
But by the same token, it shows God that you are for Him and not for just fame and fortune.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's powerful. So there was an interview of the Corey Network show and Dr. Allen. So it was a blessing, and I appreciate you once again for giving me the opportunity. So
Thank you for giving me the
just
opportunity.
thank y'all for watching, and hopefully, like I said, y'all have any input how to get started, anything, reach out, and we can help y'all. So y'all have a blessed day and keep the faith.